I knew. No, I know, and I knew. I guess that's what I was trying to say. No. I have no idea why anyone watches this channel. And last but not least, one of the primary reasons that I came back to the Imperial Castle so quickly. 1993, here he is. Yo, what's going on, people? Century Mad Collector here, back again with another video. It's a haul video, and to be honest with you guys, I was not expecting to do another one of these until the new toy room was fully built out, and we are about a month or so away from that being the case, and Daddy cannot tell you how excited I am. Words cannot describe how excited I am for that. But in the meantime, anything that has come into the collection subsequent to my last haul video published and featured here on the channel, I plan to share with you guys over the course of several haul videos in the new toy room to celebrate Daddy finally having a new home for his toys. It's been a long road. However, if you've been keeping up with the channel, specifically the community page, you know that I have made several trips to the Imperial Castle, two trips to the Imperial Castle in the past week, less than a week, 6 days. If you haven't already, go check out my latest toy hunt at the Imperial Castle. I'll put a link in the description to that video below. There were a couple of things during that first trip that I forgot to add to my pile, my checkout pile. So of course I had to go back to take care of some unfinished business, and that is what I'm going to share with you guys today. But first, we're going to go over a couple of very recent mail calls as of literally yesterday and the day before that. Shout out to my buddy Caveman Toys. I will put his Instagram handle in the description of this video below. Go check him out. He has some really awesome vintage stuff for the best prices in the market. Absolutely some of the best prices in the market that you will ever find. Awesome dude to boot. Very cool guy. Go check him out. Like I said, I'll put his Instagram in the description of this video below. So I do want to show you guys some of the stuff that I picked up from Caveman Toys, and then we'll get into the Imperial Castle haul, part 2 of that Imperial Castle haul during my second trip, and call it a haul video. So without any further delay, let's check out what we got from Caveman Toys. A vintage plush ET, $6 shipped. Next up is a vintage toy line that is very near and dear to my heart. The second I saw Caveman post this on Instagram, I was like, dude, claim. I believe he was going to bring this lot to a toy show that he was attending or going to attend. And the second I saw him post this, I was blown away, because these figures are not only are they hard to come by, they're hard to come by in nice condition, and I've never seen them carded. So this was pretty amazing to see. This is a pretty awesome lot. Anyone that knows me, you know that I have been hunting an Eversisk with the box. So if you're familiar with the movie, then you probably have a good idea as to what I'm about to show you. But here we go. 1988 Tonka Toys Willow figures on card. This is one of the Queen's henchmen, one of her minions, the Nockmaar Lieutenant. Also got the Nockmaar Warrior, a rebel trooper. So we've got army builders on both sides here. We also have Eric. This is one of my favorite figures in the line, and we all know what happened to him. And if you don't, I suggest you watch the movie. But I will say that he fought against the Queen, the evil Queen, and General Kell. And last but not least, out of the Willow lot, the man himself, Mad Mardigan. Beautiful carded lot here of vintage toys. Very excited. Shout out to my buddy Caveman Toys. Again, go check him out on Instagram. He's selling stuff all the time. Great guy, great prices. You cannot go wrong. Tell him Daddy sent you. before we get into these beautiful minty vintage TMNT figures that lie before me, I did want to take a moment to acknowledge how cool this shirt is. 10 bucks off Ripped Apparel. Shout out to my brother Joe, who always puts me on to the good stuff. He sent me a link a few weeks ago. I was like, man, he knows me, he's my brother, he knows me. The world's coolest mashup, literally a dream mashup for me in a shirt. Super duper cool. That's really all. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm wearing part of my haul. Okay, let's get into these TMNT figures now. I have no idea why anyone watches this channel. So these figures, one of the reasons that I passed on them, or some of them, the first time around during my first trip a week ago, I wasn't sure if I had some of these. And one of the challenges that I have with my collection currently in storage, and with it being in storage now for so long, while I have things inventoried, some things will slip through the cracks, and I simply sometimes don't know if I have something or if I don't. So in an effort to not buy doubles, I passed on some of this stuff. So when I came home, I checked my inventory. I did not have a couple of these things, one of these figures being a very hard to find figure, especially complete and in mint condition. So I had to race back there. One of the figures you're about to see, this is one of the main reasons that I went back so quickly to make sure that I picked this figure up, but we'll save him for last. Let's just jump into these other figures. Now, a couple of these, like Tonka, I pretty much knew I did not have him. I didn't pick him up anyway. I don't know why. I picked up Razar because I know and I knew that I had a very banged up Razar, but Tonka, I couldn't tell you really why I passed on him. He's mint. Look at that nose. A lot of the time you'll see some bad paint rub on the nose. Not the case here. Spiked shell looks good. Comes with everything. Can't beat that. We've also got a 1990 release here. Slash is a beaut. There's like very little rub on the feet. Who knows? Honestly, that could even be factory. He is mint. And I know that I did not have Slash. Don't know why I passed on him. Again, in the moment, I probably thought I had all of these. I know that well, I'll show you in a minute, but I'm looking at one of them that I'm about to show you. I really thought I had one of these guys, or two of them, and I didn't. Anyway, I knew, I know, and I knew, I guess that's what I was trying to say, I knew that I did not have Mutagen Man, because the last time I saw him was down in North Carolina, and I let Mr. Syntastic take that one, because I'm a gentleman. Not much of a scholar, but I'm a gentleman. And this guy is as mint can be. I'm gonna fill him up with some water. And this guy I thought I had. This is the guy I was just referring to. King Lionheart, there he is. Another 1991 release. A lot of 91 releases in this little lot here, with the exception of one coming up. I also picked up another Foot Soldier, because why not? I have one, now I have two. Nice and mint. And last but not least, one of the primary reasons that I came back to the Imperial Castle so quickly. 1993, here he is, the magic mutant himself. He doesn't need to drink water, but Daddy does. Sandstorm. Nice and mint and complete. Take a look at this guy. A real beauty. I thought I had him. Hilarious that I actually thought that I had him. I think sometimes I mix up in my head what I see on Instagram or online with like what I think I have. Maybe because I like want it. And it's in my brain and I'm like, oh yeah, I have that. And I'm thinking about the picture of something that I saw that I want. I don't know. Anyway, last but not least, the other reason that I went back to the Imperial Castle so quickly, the 1991 Shredder Mobile. Now this car is in mint condition. The decals are perfect. It comes almost fully complete with the exception of the two little blue blasters that sit on top of the car. But the kind of guy that John is, once we realized that those two guns were missing, he went on eBay and bought them for me. And now I'll just have to go back again to pick them up. And that, folks, is going to do it for this haul. Before we sign off here, I did want to share with you guys a bit of my experience during my latest trip to the Imperial Castle. And I've said it on this channel before, and I'll say it again, and I'm sure I'll say it again and again and again and again. It doesn't matter how often you go to this toy shop, you will always find new treasures at this store. And my latest trip was no exception. Upon walking into the store, I found an Imperial Attack Base Kenner Star Wars playset that I was very close to pulling the trigger on for $100, but I decided to hold off. John then pointed me over to this box that was on the floor of Kenner Bone Age. A Kenner Bone Age collection came in, all in the bags with the instructions, with the box complete. That's another favorite toy line of mine. I have some Kenner Bone Age stuff, including a bull prototype. So I was very tempted by that. I also found, in what arguably is my favorite nook of the store, Clash of the Titans figures from Mattel 1980, including 2 Calibos figures, none with the tail. Any Clash of the Titans collector or hunter knows the challenges in finding a Calibos with an attached tail, but those figures were not there during my previous trip, so it was fun finding that. And then, of course, down in the castle dungeon, all the way in the back of the room, I found this table with a bunch of Motu vehicles and mounts, and I found a really clean Battle Cat that I almost pulled the trigger on as well, but I held off on that. I am very particular when it comes to everything, but I decided to hold off on that Battle Cat maybe another day. It was just really fun finding that. It was also really fun having to relocate this Shredder Mobile because I didn't know where it was. No one really seemed to know where it was. It happened to be in a bin stacked on top of a bunch of other bins right before you walk down the castle dungeon stairs. So it was fun even having to find that, and I dug through that bin, found a couple of Playmates TMNT figures that I almost, samurai figures that I almost pulled the trigger on but did not. But again, I just had fun doing all of that. And then of course sitting down and eating lunch with John and the guys and Rob and just BSing about vintage toys. It was a great day. And that's what this hobby should be all about. Friendship, good times, and of course, good figures, collecting the stuff that you love. Anyway, folks, that is going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the haul, what you think of Imperial Castle, what you think of this shirt. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.